We see it still today. The State Department has a long tradition of actually using music as a tool of diplomacy. We had jazz ambassadors during the Cold War, and there was no real response at the time from the Soviet Union. And it helped dispel so much myth and propaganda and connected us in a very profoundly human way. And what we were trying to do with our own initiative, Rob, was to try to bring that into the 21st century. And we had all sorts of remarkably talented artists sign up to become new ambassadors, using music as that connective tool. I saw it again and again and again. In many ways, I wish that I could have made that a career for myself. It turned out that I was missing just one thing, which was talent.
Yeah, but then try to explain to me, why is that in general the political class doesn't care a shit about culture? Not at all. It's a sideshow. The Euro Commissioner for Culture in Brussels is the loser of the whole committee. It's always about economics, blah, 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 blah. And when we start talking about education, there is no liberal education. Everything is already, it's science and innovation, which is a mistake.
It's a huge mistake, and I'll just tell you something from my own experience as well. During the Obama administration, my wife, Evan Ryan, was responsible at the State Department for all of our cultural and other exchange programs, bringing people from around the world to the United States on some kind of exchange, and often it was based on culture, education, language, it might be sports, but something that connected, and sending Americans all around the world. And we spent relatively little money on this, but I would see everywhere I went, I would meet people who were the products of these programs, who had been connected to our country in that way. Anyway, we went back and looked, and these programs more or less coincide with that present at the creation generation. That's when those programs really started. And we went back and looked at the people who'd participated from foreign countries in our exchange programs, again, usually through culture or education, and in some way were connected to the United States. And we discovered that of those who had gone through one of our programs, at that point in time, this is a few years ago now, some 400 had gone on to become the president or prime minister of their country. And again, they were usually part of these programs at a very young age, before they were had any professional success. 60 some odd went on to win Nobel Prizes. Thousands went on to become leaders in academia, in science and technology and culture, in business. And 90% of them came away with a positive, stronger impression of the United States that lasted for their entire lives. That was the single best investment in diplomacy that we could possibly make. And the idea that we shortchange that in general, culture and the arts specifically, is incredibly counterproductive.